back out that way. Boys, what are you guys working on in here? I'm dialing in Grandma's truck. Well, that's good news, guys. I really appreciate it. We almost caught up on finishing all these trucks. We probably won't be getting any more. If we get another one, it should be a first gen. Definitely don't buy another truck, especially don't buy a first gen. What? Don't worry, I'm not buying another truck, especially not buying a first gen. Ha! No first gen. Damn, guys, got a phone call. It wasn't Tommy. What you want? Hello?
Sam, what are you doing? I got another truck.
Another truck? I don't want another truck.
I think you're gonna like it. It's first gen.
How much?
$500.
Okay, bring it over.
See you soon.
Well, I lied. We're getting another truck. Tommy's bringing it right now. It's first gen. First gen! You picked this truck up for me for $500.
Hey, you always wanted first gen.
Yeah. We need to clarify something. Close that door. We got that buzzer. Oh man. This truck did not look like this when we got it. I got a couple clips here that we're gonna clip to show you guys how bad this thing actually looked. But I'm gonna play those for you, and then we'll come back and give you the true in-depth of it. But 93 first gen, 12 valve. Yeah, like 250,000 miles, not even bad. It's got broken stuff here, 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 here. We fixed it, and we've been buffing on it for the last hour, and we turned this old ranch truck into something decent. Good morning, Boone. Welcome. Thanks for joining me down here, buddy. Hello, everybody. I think I'm happy to announce I finally got a first gen. Now, what you guys saw early on in the intro to this video wasn't how this thing showed up. This is a couple days after I got it. All we've done to it right now is we cleaned off the cab a little bit. It had some like business lettering and a name on the door. But other than that, I have not touched it. Chances are by the time you guys saw it in the outro, it might have, or the intro, it might have already had a flatbed on it. Maybe. Definitely is going to have different wheels. But the main problem and why I got this thing so cheap is because it has a charging issue. It will not charge. We swapped out an alternator on it, tried that because I had one and it's a quick easy swap. Didn't do any good. Talking to my buddy at Decent Garage, he does he's a first gen kind of a guy, and I've never messed with first gens. I got fusible links, stupid crap like that, stuff that, you know, is a little bit ancient. But boys, when this thing does have a charge, just check this out. I want to demonstrate the first gen power. Hopefully it'll start because I got a jump box in here and my little charging unit. But listen, it's going to get an exhaust and everything too. But I'm going to get it cleaned off right now. So that it's a little bit more desirable to look at. But I got this thing because my cousin, his brother worked for a guy that was going to get rid of this truck because it wasn't charging, wasn't starting, it wasn't reliable for them anymore. I've been seeing this thing run around for years, and it actually, the owner of this truck used to own the property that I own now. So it's kind of funny how that worked out. But I'm excited to have a first gen. It's going to be a lot different by the time I'm done with it, but I just want to dig around with it a little bit this morning. I got some other projects in there. It's Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving whenever you guys see this video. Let's get to work. Oh, I don't know about you, but if it's kind of a disgusting pig, dirty, filthy, leaking, whatever, it's not very appealing to work on something like that. But this thing cleaned up good, so I'm actually starting to look forward to working on it. The engine bay was way cleaner than the outside of it. I didn't really even need to touch much in here. We do have a fuel leak off of the filter, and then we got one coming off of the backside of the injection pump. I don't really have to discover what's on the backside of that. Not quite sure. But speaking of stuff that just didn't look good before but looks great now, put the stock 17s on there and straightened the bed out while I was waiting for, I sprayed this with a oven cleaner. But this truck looks so much nicer now, it's unreal. I'm actually looking forward to doing something with this. Plans changed for this truck. I'll reveal that later. Can't stand these ugly steel 16s. Those are like spare tires, rims. They deserve to stuck under the back of the truck where no one can see them. Well, it looks like they lubed it plenty good. Up there, shouldn't that spring leaf be shaped the other direction? There's freaking not much room to the rubber bumper. That might need to be swapped. Oh well. Another day. Get this black wheel on there. Step number one to make this old truck worth more. Paint job would be nice, but redneck paint job is wash the truck. That already made it look significantly better. These little lug nuts, I can do 2 at a time off this thing. That's a good one. Show you how to fix that in a second. That's how they should come off right there. These studs are different than a 2nd gen or a 3rd gen, because I was going to use the lug nuts that go to these black wheels, but luckily these little lug nuts come off this are 13/16, so I have to use this narrow non-impact socket so that I can get inside the other wheels, so I can still use these little crappy lug nuts for now until I get the right ones. That sucks. Don't know why it's like that. Right here, people. Never sees on everything. Holy Christ. No matter where you live, our stuff doesn't rust out here, but I still never sees pretty much everything. Step number 3 to make the truck worth $1,000 more, put $1,500 of tires and wheels on it. I did not buy these for this truck. I bought these for Grandma's truck, but I don't have any chromes. I think this truck might look better with chromes, but I'm gonna try these blacks because I got them sitting right here and I could not stand those old ugly tires and wheels. First gen. driven plenty of older Dodges, but the other day when I drove this thing was the first time I ever drove a first gen on the road. It actually almost looks like voltage went up a little bit. Before it was about a line less. What I'm checking for right now is if it's not grounding to the chassis good enough or to the body. Because this ground, it's only got one battery. This thing goes down to the engine block, and that's it. So they added this, trying to remedy it. But so I added a set of jumpers in there, see if that does anything. Doesn't seem like it changed it at all. This will tell us if it's been charging, if it'll start now. I don't know. Dang, first gen. Look how much cleaner and nicer it is. It's like a kind of halfway appealing truck now. All 4 lug nuts on each wheel. So all I'm going to do next is check the, I don't want to take it on the road because if the battery dies, it does not hold the solenoid for the fuel pump, so it then kills the truck if it doesn't have any juice. So I can get stranded out there even though I got jump boxes and stuff. I want to try and figure it out what I can in the shop. I did swap the alternator, that did nothing. So the next thing on the list, there's a couple things I checked on the fusible link. This crap over here. This thing has got power to every side that it needs to be, according to old Decent Garage. He said I got no problems with that. But then there's this, you know, it's like, what the f is that? You know, it's like stuff like this. So trying to diagnose a truck that's old and it's been worked on a bunch by just random people. We might, that might be something right there. I need to send him a video because I have no idea the wiring on this son of a gun. But it looks like it's been botched a couple of times. But he said if you don't have your crank position sensor, it won't charge either. So I have an extra crank sensor. I'm going to try and swap it. Apparently first gens are nice, and you can just take off this clip, take the shroud off. It doesn't look like it breaks in half, so I can take the fan off. But to do the fan, what I do on a 3rd gen is I take a little block of wood that's a wedge, and I put it inside the belt, in between the belt and the pulley, and then it squishes it in there. And sometimes you can break that thing loose without, you know, taking a hammer to it and a bunch of annoying stuff. While I was working on getting the fan out of the way, realized why that the crank position sensor's not working. It's way out of adjustment. So I just got to get in there with a wrench and readjust it. And yeah, then we should have a freaking RPM. The sensor's a magnet, and there's 2 notches on the harmonic balancer. So you just need a little bit of paper to put in between it, and that will space it accordingly. I don't know if I can get this piece of paper to that location. We might just have to ballpark it. But that's the guy right there. That's touching. So I'll just back it up just a little bit. You guys can see in there about as good as I can. It's not good at all. Okay, boys, there's no telling if that was the answer, but it was worth a shot. Let's find out. There is no tachometer. It'd be like an aftermarket pod up here on the top for first gen. Look at it. Tim, Decent Garage. Go follow him. I'm gonna add him to the roster of Hell Yeah Brothers. That was it. the crank position sensor was out of adjustment. I didn't even have to swap it. Now she's charging, boys. Hell yeah! That's a good day. That took literally 30 seconds. So I would say, on the basis of this truck cost me 500 bucks. I put 1,500 bucks tires and wheels on it and fixed the thing, cleaned it up. I bet you somebody paid 10 grand for it. I don't. It's 5 grand any day of the week. Times my money by 10 for 3 hours of work. Hell yeah! I'm gonna have to send Tim some stuff because that was it right there. 100%. Decent garage. All right, another test if you're trying to see if your alternator works. This is what we did before and knew it wasn't charging. But if you pull your positive lead off, the truck will stay running if you got a good alternator. Or if it's charging anyway. So it was immediately dying before. So now I got to figure out the fuel leaks and we're going to rip it down the hill. Well, I can't quite track down where that fuel leak is. There's something on the pump that's leaking. I don't really know. I can't quite see on the back side. But these early 12 valves, they utilized the head has a spot for a fuel filter. So that fuel filter just wasn't even tight. It's not even dripping now. It was dripping before. Where's the 12 valve at? See, this is a 24 valve head. They got no spot for a fuel filter. But on a 12 banger, see that spot right? Oh, you guys can't quite see it. It's too dark. Maybe I'll brighten it up. Anyway, there's a spot right there. But that's what's leaking. But I tightened that filter. No more leak. So let's take it for a rip. See if we got overdrive and lockup and everything. Damn it. I don't think the battery terminal's hooked up tight. Good thing about an automatic. I'm gonna push the foot off button. Well, you gotta drive it to see what's wrong with it. Hopefully 4-wheel drive works. Sure. Crap. Now we're just doing a burnout on my new tires. Only 4-wheel drive's working, boys. Alright, we're gonna have to get a real run at it. And we went off the road, screwing with it right there. Might have to go get a tractor. Yeah, we're gonna need a tractor. Shit. First shed down! It just slid off the road when I backed up. Crap. There's a ditch right there. No wonder I tried to gas it backwards, but every time I gassed it up here, the ass end slipped down. Gosh dang old technology. Let's see if we can get ourselves out. Forgot all about the manual hubs. Watch out, dogs. Good thing she starts now.
State at this point in time, I put the camera up right at the verge of getting out. I had back and forth several times. The truck walked down the hill a little bit farther each time, but a good thing 4-wheel drive works, and I didn't get a 2-wheel drive truck because she would have been stuck. And you saw Tommy make it up there in the intro. He was doing about Mach 10, which is all the truck can do.
Look at that hole that I fell in right there. Could have tipped over my first jet. Damn. I don't know why, but for some reason, I felt like the hubs were already locked in. I wasn't even thinking about it. I gotta go get a drink after that endeavor. Let's take these hubs out. But 4-wheel drive does work.
I will admit, locking hubs definitely have their place, and they are worth the money to put on the newer trucks. But for some reason, I just up and forgot about them on this rig. Oh well.
What is up with the first gen life? I'm not even on that steep of a hill. Took those hubs out. That was a mistake. I had to back up a couple times to get a run. Pretty sure it's got a, I don't know. No, it doesn't have limited slip because I already did a one-wheel burnout with it the other night when I first got it. You got it. I didn't film it and I'm not going to do it on these new tires. Sorry. I'm a little worried. I got 14 hours worth of steering. Oh, the slop is high. But we are charging. And we are rolling down the road. Gosh. You know how much money it'd take to make this thing something cool? But the steering is super nice and easy to turn. We got a little bit of a transmission leak. Check out this nice pasture with nothing going on out there. That's a nice property. Another one over there. Wouldn't mind having one of those. Trade you a first gen for your 45 acres. It's a little sketchy stopping.
The brakes are like
spongy.
I don't know if they just need to be bled.
They're spongy and just crappy, and then I really laid in it right here and it was like and pulled right. I was like, uh-oh. But yeah.
$500.
Dude, $500. Looks like a completely different truck. Oh, I'm calling you.
The frames on there?
Yeah, I've been cleaning the crap out of it. I did a bunch of oven cleaner on the sides and stuff. Cleaned her up a little bit.
Oh, and Joel said he had a couple new wheels.
Well, first trip, success. Still got oil pressure. Well, the wheels are straight. The steering wheel is not straight, so I gotta adjust that. We're actually building up temp, so that gauge works. That gauge is now working, thank God. Oh wait, we can give it some light so you guys can see, possibly. That's working, that's working. That one's all over the place. Our fuel gauge is working. Oil pressure at idle, it dropped a little bit, but that's to be expected. 34,000 miles on her. Transmission shifted through all gears. We're running heat right now. I don't know how to yeah, all those work. Yeah. Let's see, the air condition should work. It was oh yeah, blowing cold. $500, 4-wheel drive. I don't know if that works. Who knows? But the overdrive off worked. Stereo shit. But hey, we're building up voltage. Hi guys. Yeah, that's a little inappropriate. Everybody's been asking for a first gen for the longest time. I'll be quite honest with you. First gens are way too expensive unless you find a good deal like my cousin here did. It was just kind of luck of the draw, and as you saw, we got lucky with the fix. It still has a fuel leak. Haven't tracked that down, and it turns out that will, yeah, it'll bleed off the injection pump a little bit, and you got to reprime it if it sits pointed uphill. That's what I'm blaming it on. But interior still needs a little bit of work, but all in all, for what I paid for it, as this truck is going to be around for a little while, I don't plan on getting rid of her. Just got a bench seat in there, automatic 4-wheel drive, power windows, power lock, manual hubs. As you saw that I almost rolled it over. Tommy made that corner a little better than I did. Can't lift the hood though. So she is, everything works good on it. I got no real complaints, especially for the price. I just as soon rather have bought another second gen for what first gens. I honestly, I'd rather have bought 2 more second gens for the price of what first gens are going for. Or you could practically buy a third gen for the price of a first. And they're sweet trucks. I'm not going to knock first gen. I've been wanting one for a while. Grandma's late husband had one of these brand new, and I clocked many miles riding shotgun in that truck with him. And, you know, they were cool back for their time, but now they are pretty well vintaged. Oh yeah, we left one badge on there. They had a company badge and stuff on the side, names, number, you know, DOT, whatever. We got rid of that stuff, but we might end up flatbedding it, but the bed cleaned up pretty dang good, so that we didn't really mess with it. All 4 gears works. Tommy found out that it rolls coal on a decent level. Didn't know that, but it's got a little dinger right here. Somebody backed up into a fet. Just kidding. Walmart.
No. Chicken farm, barn door.
Yeah. You can tell it's been a work truck, but you know, I literally said last week, a day before he called with this truck, that I didn't want to get a first gen because they were just too expensive. I had texted somebody with one that had this big old dueler, but they didn't even write back, so they're on their own. Oh hell, Johnny's calling to sell us some more stuff. I forgot about that. There goes my general relief fund. Well, we're gonna end this one here. Thanks guys for watching. We might talk a little bit more in a second. Big boy. Going home. You guys know the truck.